Okay guys, we're gonna try this one more time. I have been having some trouble with this video. I already recorded it twice. This is my third one, but basically I think I fixed it. Last time the video quality was really low. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about Teal gear investment, and we're going to hit this in a few different points. I'm going to try and make this short and sweet. I've been rambling quite a bit in my other ones. So okay, here's what we're going to talk about today. And you can see if you're interested. If you're not interested, feel free to click away from the video. So first off, I'm going to talk about Dark Dimension 5 planning, and with this tool, this Google Sheets tool, and how I've been using that and how that helps me figure out how much teal gear I need. Second, I'm going to be talking about where to get the teal gear that I have access to and what the value is and what you should be buying in each store. Okay, so first off, let's talk about this tool. So this tool is pretty straightforward. I think that it's pretty straightforward once you know what you're looking at. There's a lot. I think at first glance, there's a lot going on. First of all, it was made by Vrondius and Bacon and Vron. I'll upkeep it. I just want to give them, credit where credit's due. They are the ones who made this tool, not me. I just use it. And I'll leave a link to. It's right here, but I'll leave a link to it in the description so you can just click on it. Basically, you just make a copy of this, and you can put in your own characters who you're thinking about taking into Dark Dimension 5, and this will kind of give you a gear breakdown, both by origin, where it kind of gives you this at a glance, how much unique, which kind of shows you how much origin you have, or how much gear by origin you need, and then, it'll also just break down every single piece you need, including all the uniques, which is very important because the uniques are really hard to come by and expensive to get. So, okay. You put in your characters right here. This is how you use this. First of all, you go in here, you look in this. This is city. These are the different sections of Dark Dimension 5. There's 4 different sections. In 5 if you include the unrestricted. And each section requires 5 characters to go into it. So you're going to need a minimum of 20 different characters to complete Dark Dimension 5. Not to start it. To start it, you only need 5. But to complete it fully, you'll need a minimum of 20 characters. Brought to Gear 16. You can bring in more, but you'll need at least 20. Now, you'll want to enter all of the characters that you're thinking about bringing in right here. I think it comes pre-filled with some characters, maybe some that the original maker was using or something like that. But you want to put in the ones that you're thinking about. So these are the ones that I'm thinking about. I've moved a lot of these to 16. I don't have anyone at 16 yet. I've just moved them to 16 because the ones that are at 15, these are the ones that I'm thinking about starting off with, and I wanted to see how much gear I actually need for that, which I'm actually able to start if I had all of the uniques. I'm missing some of the uniques, though, so unfortunately I'm not able to start yet, but I'm pretty close now. I might be a little short on health catalyst, too. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So put in all of your characters, put in their current tier. Now, telling your current gear tier will tell the tool how much gear you need or how many more levels up you need to bring them. It will also show orange gear down here. I'm not really interested in the orange gear because I have a wealth of it, but some people might be. You might not necessarily have that much orange gear, so this will tell you exactly how much you need on that too. And then once you have all that information in, it'll tell you exactly how much gear you need total. How much is remaining. You can, once you level up somebody to gear tier 16, you can move it up right here, and then it will change the gear levels for how much you need left. And the idea here is that you want to spread out your characters by how useful they are in Dark Dimension. That's one factor you need to consider. How useful they are outside of Dark Dimension, because you want to be able to use them in other stuff if you're going to put this much investment into them. So don't just bring in somebody you're never going to use except for in Dark Dimension. I highly don't recommend that. And then third off, you want to spread out the characters that you're bringing in by origin, because that's how you get the pieces. Or you're just going to be wasting teal gear pieces that you get if you don't do that. So you can see that I kind of have a split. It's not really fully split. It's not really fully even, I wouldn't say, but it is what it is. It's even enough. There's not a lot of good bio characters outside of City, to be honest. So, and I don't want to front load all my bio characters, but ideally you want these all the same level. Now, okay, I'm gonna just talk a little bit about what this gear kind of shows over here. This kind of shows you how many pieces you need. These are the catalysts. I think everyone knows this by now. These are the catalysts, is the origin gear. your mini uniques, and then your uniques. Origin gear and mini uniques is broken down by origin. So like bio, skill, tech, mystic, or mutant. Those are the 5. But catalysts, every type of character uses those, and then uniques. Each character only has one unique that's special to them, but multiple characters can share the same kind of unique, and it's definitely not restricted by origin. Molecular cloth isn't restricted to skill or anything like that. And and by rarity, I would say that the uniques are the hardest to get, mini uniques next, then origin gear, and then catalysts. Catalysts you can actually farm. So now let's go look at the game. First off, when you're farming teal gear, the first thing you need to be doing every day, going into campaigns, going into Doom War, and then 4.2 and then 4.4 through 4.8, you should be farming these every day. These are where your teal catalysts are. It's absolutely worth it to go in here and spend your cores on refreshing energy every day to get these. So be sure to be farming these every day. It's a long pull. It's going to take a long time. I've been doing it since these were released, and it's added up over time. You can see I have over 800 of those. I mean, some of it's from events and stuff too, but I get, a few of these per day, and then you do it every day and it adds up. You get, 10 to 20 per week, and then over 2 months that adds up to 100, etc., etc. So you want to be farming these every day. It's not going to get you a lot instantly, but over time it will build up. Okay, now let's talk about the stores, because really that's what this video is about. Is like kind of to tell you where the value is in the stores when you're buying stuff. So here's the gold store. Remember, this refreshes 3 times a day naturally. You can refresh it with cores. I don't recommend doing that unless you're really rushing for something. But I don't recommend you actually using this. Just wait the time. It just refreshed. So what I buy in the gold store, I'm just going to tell you at a glance, and then I'll talk about my reasoning. Teal gear that I will buy in the gold store is uniques, mini uniques, and origin gear. I don't buy the catalyst, and I absolutely do not buy the basic catalysts. So let's talk about that. Uniques, hard to come by, pretty much impossible to get except in the stores. If you're doing Doom 2, I think you can get it from those raid orbs. I'm not doing Doom 2. My alliance is not doing Doom 2. I assume a lot of alliances are not. Even if you are, the rewards are kind of measly. So, you would probably still want to buy it here. Uniques, and use the tool, I'll show you in this tool. It'll tell you exactly what, it'll tell you exactly, sorry, I'm switching over, exactly how many uniques you need and of what, and which kinds. There's some that you don't need at all. This is a bad example because I set all my guys to 16. I'm going to need more than this, but I don't think I need any Serum SO2, for example. So, I personally still buy it. If I see it in the store, I will still buy a unique, even if I don't necessarily need it, because maybe I'll need it in the future. But if you're trying to be thrifty, you can just not buy the uniques that you don't need. Only focus on the characters that you want to bring in. And then mini uniques, of course, I'm going to keep buying those until I have more than I need, which will be a while. Like for this one, I have around this same amount for all of them. It's just luck of the draw for the most part. And then origin gear I buy because there's not really another way to get it. You can't farm it. Catalyst I don't buy just because I can farm it. If there are certain situations, like if I need to buy 3 things for my daily objective and I haven't, and it's like, oh, I can just buy a catalyst, that's fine. I will never buy these. These are an incredible waste of money. 4 for 240k is a horrible deal, so don't ever buy those. Alright, the other store that you can buy stuff in is the War Store. So at a glance, I'll just tell you, I buy uniques and mini uniques in the War Store. I do not buy origin gear. I do not buy catalysts. The only reason that it's slightly different, I don't buy the origin gear in the War Store. War credits are harder to come by. It's as simple as that. I want to be able to diversify my portfolio as much as possible, which means I want to have enough credits to buy stuff every refresh. And so if I bought origin gear every time it popped up in the War Store, I wouldn't have enough war credits to buy that, to buy teal gear every time it refreshes. However, these uniques and mini uniques are much harder to come by, so I want more chances at getting especially the uniques that I need. with war credits. As well, with war credits, I won't ever buy a unique that I don't plan on using. Of course, that could come back to bite me in the butt, because maybe some overpowered character will come out between me, planning this and finishing Dark Dimension, and I'll want to bring them in, and I don't have their unique because I was avoiding it in the store. So there could be good reasons to do that, but because you have to kind of hedge your bets with war credits, you don't have a huge amount of it like gold. I only buy stuff that I'm really looking for. So that's uniques and mini uniques. So yeah, now we kind of missed the boat on this Echo events because it's already over. But if there's an event like this coming up, and there have been a couple events where you can buy Teal gear. This one only gave the option of catalysts and origin gear. I spent almost all of my Echo imprints on origin gear because I had it anyways. I got the imprints anyways. Origin gear you can't farm, and catalysts you can. So it was pretty simple logic for me on that. I would have bought mini uniques and uniques if I could have, but they didn't give me that option. So I think of it as this is how I think of the hierarchy of what I'm looking for in the store. Uniques that I need is it's number one, then mini uniques, then origin gear, and then uniques that that I'm not looking for right now, that I don't need, quote unquote, and then catalysts because I can farm them, and then the very last is basic catalysts. I would never buy these really. You just need so many, and they value them so highly. I would just never bother with these. They're basically just a waste of the spot in the store, unfortunately. But I would still farm them with energy, but don't buy them with gold. It's just not worth it. So yeah, just keep that in mind when you're doing these events. You want to get you kind of want it in that order. The thing is, if you do it like that and you're not really getting gear from other stuff, you're probably gonna hit your mini uniques levels that you need sooner than the others. Possibly. It depends, because usually there are events and stuff where they give us Teal gear, like the Pocket Dimension and the Tower. They gave us some, and just recently, like, we're getting some catalysts and things from the Festival of Fortune. So there are some events where we're getting good Teal gear from. You want to be getting as much as you can from events where it's basically free. Aside from that, yeah, you just want to be buying them in the store and farming them from nodes. I think that the floodgate's going to get opened really soon, maybe even starting with the next RTA. I think that they might have some new places for origin gear to be farmed, so keep an eye out for that. But for now, I think those are my recommendations on where you can farm Teal gear. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. And that's it. Wraith55 signing off.